Let's not be taking parties out there.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are here live at the Great Southern Slam for day one. Has been technical difficulty so far this morning, but we are going to bring as much as we can from track 2. It's the greenest non-chucker track here in the Great Southern Slam. We all look some Canberra rollers, dribblers, varsity rollers, Brisbane City rollers, punk blockers. I'm the Big Hill. I'm very happy to be joined by my fellow commentator for the rest of this bout, Peachy Keen.
Good morning. How is everyone?
And a sunny Adelaide morning. Not as cold as I thought it might be, but the action on the track is hot. I don't know if you can see the score coming, but we've got about 10 minutes left in this first bout of the day from track 2. And at this stage, 10 minutes left in the bout, I'd probably say it may be a bit out of hand for Brisbane City.
That's right. We have Canberra's Vice City Rollers on 2:53 and BCR on 21.
So Brisbane City in the next 9 minutes or so will need to find one of those 230-point jams you hear about. It's probably going to be about 40 laps in a jam.
That's all right. Just a couple of power jams and they'll get up there. The cheer squad for BCR has been pretty phenomenal this morning. Anything that rhymes with R, rah BCR. And you know, the BCR supporters are really kind of getting their jammers through. Vixen number 72 on the track getting held up by Stone Jet as Bambi Von Smasher makes her next pass, another lapping point, so 5-point pass for the VCRs.
Yeah, Bambi Von Smasher, of course, one of the Team Australia representatives on the Vice City Rollers for Canberra. One of 3, I believe.
That's right. We have number 6, Shortstop, and number 77, Shaggle Frock for Team Australia, joining Bambi number 411 for Team Australia.
And Canberra really showing their dominance early this morning and getting off to a good start for their tournament. I know they're hoping to push deep into TGSS Div 1 with the finals on Monday.
That's right. They had a so the first crack that BCR made was BCR was still at 102 points into the first half as they scored a 5-point pass. But last TGSS was pretty intense. Watching the feed as I was stuck at home, it was I think against Sydney it was a 2-point overtime jam, and Sydney took out 5th place,
which relegated Canberra to 6th place last time. Interestingly enough, in this bout we're seeing 2012 BCR came 7th. Canberra came 6th. You can see on the scoreboard, however, the difference between those two teams now in the last 2 years is significant improvement from Canberra, and I know they're looking to improve on that 6th spot. I know I spoke at a bout recently, I was commentating, and I said over the microphone that they're looking to improve on their 6th spot, and the jammer looked at me and she said, "We're coming 3rd. We're coming 3rd." And then she turned around, she goes, "No, make it 2nd. We're coming 2nd.
Yeah.
So
was that Shortstop?
No, it was actually... I think it was Lego.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There's some really ambitious players in the Canberra VCR team, and trying to play as many different leagues as possible. Just finished a tournament, Anzac Day weekend, Skate of the Anzac, and they had SSRG in their clutches. I think they were ahead in the first half, and it just got away from them. So every game that they're playing against them is getting closer and closer.
Ended up being just outside of 30 points, I think, in the end, which is a remarkable score against the likes of Sun State.
So now we have Shaggle Frock, lead jammer for the VCRs. We've got a down skater for the BCR jammers. That jam having to be called off there, so we're just going to assess how she's going and probably start a new jam. So track 1, who's playing over there at the moment? Do you
Track
know?
1 is Victorian Roller Derby League up against United Brisbane. So both Victoria getting out early in their TGSS campaign for 2014. And I believe at halftime the score was a lot of points to Victoria, not so many to United Brisbane, which really doesn't go, that's probably what everyone would have predicted. I think VRDL slated for that grand final and holding that trophy up for a 3rd time in a row.
Official timeout being called here as the medics assess the down skater.
You never like to see that, but you do like to see that the EMT is quick off the mark and right out there making sure that our skaters are okay.
And just wanting to give a shout out to our refs and officials. They've started doing this really lovely thing, shielding the down skater while she's being assessed, so that, a bit of a privacy shield, and just wanting to
Some black and white curtain.
Yeah, maintain the dignity of the skater while she's being assessed, and I just really appreciate that. She has been, she is rolling off the track. She's hurt her wrist, I think, but she'll be assessed by the medics and just see how she's going. So all the skaters are returning back to the track, and we will start a new jam. So yeah, Brisbane United is a new league kind of popping out of the Brisbane area, built out of a group of experienced skaters just wanting to get some more skating time, I suppose. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare for this weekend in Division 1.
Well, any time you get slated into a pool with Victorian, your day's not going to go good.
You're going to have a bad time.
Yeah, you're going to have a bad time. Only one team can come out of the pools. And if you're going up against that blue and white machine, I'm guessing it's probably going to be them. Although not officially seeded, you can sort of work out, if you use a bit of logic and maths in your head, that each of the way the pools are built, there's a top seed and 1 through 7 in Div 1. Canberra in that third pool, so already sort of unofficially seeded into that third spot.
Speaking of Canberra, Shacklefrock lead jammer. I think they reset that jam with a new BCR jammer. Rocket Ma'am breaking out of the pack at the same time, and Shacklefrock ate the baby. She sucked that BCR jammer back into the pack, and she is now just broken out now as Shacklefrock makes her scoring pass.
We need our sponsor. We need to do our sponsor call. So jam called off by Shacklefrock there. Another 4 points on the board. Hey, Mike.
Can you get the comms notes? Can you bring me the comms notes? I need that comms booklet on the table.
The green folder. Yeah.
No, the comms
Yeah, that's
booklet.
got it all.
Yeah.
It's got all the right stuff.
It's got all the sponsors. Thank you.
I've already done that in my head, but I like having it. Fair enough. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Knuckles on the line for the Vice City Rollers, and Vixen, 3Xs, number 72 for Brisbane City. Knuckles just making lead jammer there, and Vixen still stuck in the pack. Behemoth Rhapsody and Bambi Von Smasher kind of battling her, keeping her in the pack there. Knuckles making her scoring pass, and Bambi trying to make it clear for her.
Interesting, in 2012 Great Southern Slam, Knuckles actually was commentating with me.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, calling the game. I think she might have been injured at the time. So you've got some big skates there to fill.
Oh, yeah.
With the microphone, Peachy, and doing a good job of it.
It's hard to say I'm not intimidated. This is actually my first time boutcasting and calling a game outside of Canberra. Oh, and Knuckles being sent off for a back block there. So it's a power jam to Vixen for the Brisbane City Rollers, punk blockers.
So Vixen now out on a scoring pass, not lead jam. It means this jam will go the full 2 minutes.
Misdemeanor being sent off for a counter direction, I think. Oh, and Vixen being sent off for a cut track penalty, which will release Knuckles from the box as jammer. Back jamming for VCRs.
Knuckles back on the track, quickly picking up another 5 points for Canberra. Bringing them very close to that 300 point mark.
And Vixen being released from the box there as the jam was called to an end. Just wanting to do a shout out to some of our sponsors.
Of course.
Adelaide Showgrounds, our platinum sponsor for our amazing venue. We have 4 tracks.
5 tracks actually running over the course of the weekend. We are on track 2 here at the Great Southern Slam and the wonderful Adelaide Showgrounds, the home of Adelaide Roller Derby and, of course, the Great Southern Slam 3 times in a row.
Great, so we've got shortstop jamming for the Vice City Rollers there. And for BCR being held up by Thrax, it is Kim Bakazi from BCR's Punk Blockers. Shorty very quickly catching up with her. Oh, Kim Bakazi taking out Bobby, one of the OPRs there. She called off the jam. 1 point to BCR, 2 points to Vice City Rollers there.
Bobby wanting to get a piece of the action. We also want to send a big shout out to one of our platinum sponsors here over the weekend is Rod Train. If you're lucky enough to be in attendance, and if you're watching this, you're probably not, so I don't know why I would have said that, but in the main arena there is a massive truck with a built-in screen showing all the video from the weekend, logos, everything, and it looks amazing. Hopefully you'll probably, if you're checking social media, Facebook, etc., you probably see some photos being taken.
We'll tweet a photo of it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bambi Von Smasher, lead jammer for Vice City Rollers. BCR jammer still in the pack. I'm just trying to get her number. Who's jamming for BCR as Bambi Von Smasher comes in for his scoring pass. Rocket Ma'am from BCR getting sent jam a penalty there. I'm not quite sure what that was. I think it may be a cut track. Bambi Von Smasher now on a power jam. Slipping through the inside for a quick, easy 5 points there for the Vice City Rollers.
Yeah, something we've seen many times already this morning. Bambi Von Smasher, another grand slam, 5 more points to the tally.
That's right. The really great defense for the BCRs means that they can have multiple grand slams during a jam, while the other jammer is still held in the pack, just leaving the jammer to do her own thing, which has been really great. Timeout being called by BCRs, I think. Just
yeah, wanting to get one
regroup.
more jam in as the clock ticks down.
That's right. They know they're ahead, but wanting to get the best possible score to affect their seeding in the pool to move up into the next area. After this game, Canberra will be playing South Sea.
So the way the tournament structure works over the course of the weekend, we've got 2 divisions, 45 teams all up, 21 teams in Division 1. That means 7 pools of 3. Now, if you're really good at math, you're keeping track of what I've just said. 1 team from each pool will move on to the quarterfinal stages, the Elite 8, and 1 team will get through on point differential. So Canberra probably securing their spot now with a massive win. Even if they lose the next one, they should still be able to get through. But based on what they're doing so far, it looks like they'll be pretty unstoppable in their pool rounds at least.
That's right, one more jam. Knuckles on the line. OPR is blocking the view of my BCR jammer. Oh, she's in the box. Rocket Ma'am in the penalty box. So starting with a power jam to VCR, wanting to get as many points in this jam as possible to end with a really good score for this game.
Knuckles pushing against that front wall. Drag to the back, inside push from Brisbane City. Some good defense there.
At the front of the pack, we've got Rocket Man back on the track. VCR's wanting to block to make sure that she does not get lead jammer. Lead jammer goes to Knuckles, breaking through the front there.
Knuckles so fast and powerful, but just looks like she's just cruising. She's always so calm and relaxed out there.
Except when she's not. That's right, if there's not a hole cleared for Nux, she just makes one of her own. Just busting through there. Oh, taking a bit of a fall there, but she has recovered. Just taking her time at the back of the pack, circling around, just seeing where she can get in there on the inside. States of emergency, trying to clear a hole there at the front. That is a 5-point pass for Knuckles. Rocket Man for BCR still making her initial pass. Getting blocked to the back of the pack there by Stone Jet.
That's another 5 in the sky for Canberra's Vice City Rollers, courtesy of Knuckles once again.
So I'm looking forward to getting onto the main track next door to check out some of our sponsored sites, the stall holders. We've got Rydell Skates here at the Great Southern Slam here. Gold sponsor. They've got the naming rights to the Wayville track on track 1 penalty box, the Rydell penalty box.
Everyone knows Rydell Skates. Long history in roller derby, and that brings this first game of the Great Southern Slam from track 2 to a close. Unofficial final score, 330-26, Canberra's way over Brisbane City Rollers. Dominant display to start out the Great Southern Slam campaign from Canberra.
A really hard game, hard fought by BCR from the great defence that is the Vice City Rollers. I found that it was, a hard game, but a really smart game as well. Vice City Rollers are really working hard to play a really strategic, smart game. They're listening to their benchies about when they're going to call and how long they're going for and holding and, kind of not the first that I'm seeing, as in that it doesn't exist, but Jammer's kind of really working to hold that other Jammer back, sucking the back into the pack, eating the baby, etc. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them playing some really smart derby this weekend, as with a lot of the other top-seeded leagues that we get to see in Division 1 today. So it's going to be really great.
As I said earlier, probably seeded 3rd overall, and with good reason. A dominant performance here. Brisbane City did try hard, as you said, PG, but just completely outmatched, unfortunately. And with that, signals final official score, 330-26, Canberra off the blocks, strong and fast to start out 2014 Great Southern Slam here on track 2 at the lovely Adelaide Showgrounds. Don't forget, folks, we are going to have track 2, track 1 streaming all day long, today, tomorrow, and Monday. If you're interested in what's going on track 3, 4, and 5, we will have at the end of each day a segment called The Slammer, hosted by your lovely MCs here at the Great Southern Slam, recapping interviews, their opinions, their thoughts, just basically telling you what's going on the other tracks that you can't catch on this stream. That'll be going up later on this evening.
Yes, I am hosting the Slammer this afternoon with Maladjusted. I'll try and get some interviews with the Vice City Rollers as well as some with some skaters that haven't been streamed here today, just so you can get an insight of what's been happening overall for the day.
So you get to see the lovely face that goes with that lovely voice as well from Peachy Keen. I'm going to try to organise a wide-angle lens, and maybe I can get on the Slammer as well. But that's it from track 2. Canberra defeats Brisbane. First bout. Stay tuned, folks. If you want to keep your eye on this track, it will be Sydney Roller Derby League taking on Perth Roller Derby up next in the 11 to 12:30 slot. We'll be back, I'm sure. I think we've got another bout together.
That's right. We've got Canberra versus South Sea later on.
So if you like this particular combination of voices and dulcet tones, we'll be doing it again later on today. But we're going to hand over to some very experienced MCs throughout the day. There's a whole bunch of us keeping you up to date with all the action. Sydney Roller Derby League versus Perth Roller Derby up next. And I'm sure that's going to be a hell of a bout, so keep an eye on that one.
Okay, stay tuned and we'll see you in a little bit.